Hi, back again. Just back for part 2 of making a giraffe. Since you've been gone, I've washed my hands and tidied a little bit. Right, what we're going to show you, if we just lower the camera, position it correctly. Hold on. Okay, I have here a polystyrene dummy, which I just use to keep my figures on while they dry. When I add this to the cake, I'm going to dowel it through to the cake so it doesn't move. So what I will do is, in preparation of that, I'm actually going to stick this skewer through the body and into the cake down to about that depth. So then I know roughly my cake's going to be at least that deep. So if you see what I mean, so it'll go through the entire length down like this. Okay? Right. Try not to squash it. I'm going to do it so you can see. I don't want it to move from here really. I want to leave enough room at the front for the legs and any other pieces, because this isn't going to move off here now. There we go. And there we hit the polystyrene. Just push it through without squashing anything, of course. Doesn't have to go all the way down to the bottom. Just as long as it's got a fair bit, you can pull it out. If you can pull it out. God, it's tough. Oh, there we go. Right, so you can see a little hole there. Might make that a bit easier to get it in and out. Right, here we go. There we are. And just poke it in there. There we go. And that should give us a good base to keep working from. And get the right side. I want to use for the front. I'm going to use that side for the front and attach my legs and my arms here. I'm going to leave this. No, in fact, I think I'll trim it down. I've got some just cutters that I bought from Hobbycraft. I'll trim it down a little bit to about here, just so I don't poke myself in the eye with it. Which, knowing me, I would probably do. Okay, so while I work on the arms, I'm just going to put it to one side for now. Okie dokie. Let's see. There we are. Right, so previously we mixed the yellow fondant. I'm just going to grab that again. And I'm just going to knead it again, because it would have kind of settled a little since we last used it. Just to give it a bit more life. There we go. Doesn't need a lot, hasn't been in there that long. Okay. Right, so I need to work out what proportion of this I want to use for the head, the arms and the legs. So I'm just going to take a piece off. It's about, I don't know, 1/3. That's about right, I think. And then this piece I'm going to put back in the bag. Right, with this piece we need to make 2 legs, so let's get on with it. Now, depending on what sort of giraffe you want to make, you can either have them with like pads on the end of their feet with different colour, or just kind of toe marks in the end of it, if you can see those. I think I'm going to go for that one. So let's just roll it out into a sausage, nice big fat sausage. Doesn't need to be too long. I'd roll it to about that long, which is probably about as long as my finger, if not a little bit shorter. And then just cut it in half with a palette knife, which I haven't got out. I'll just grab one. I've got it. Right, so cut in half. There we go. Just cut it in half. And with one side, you want to make a foot at the end, okay? So all you do is literally just roll this just a little thinner, and push this side and squeeze, push and squeeze. And you should find it may turn into a little foot. There you go. And that's pretty much how I make feet, really. Nothing special about it, and then you can just perfect it how you want it to look. So just roll it around a little bit. And that is pretty much it. Little foot. Can you see that? Little foot. Right, so I'm going to do exactly the same with the other side. And roll this bit a bit thin, and push and squeeze the end to get my foot shape. A little bit thinner, that one. So there you go. Can you see that? Right. So I have 2 feet, which should be pretty much identical. Pretty much. So now what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to attach these to the sides, I'm actually going to squeeze this end, like the back ends, to give the kind of thigh part, and just up so it looks like that. You see what I mean? Just round it off slightly. Can you see that? Just there. And then do the same with this side. Squeeze it up. See. I want it to be round. I want it to look like the top of his thigh. There we go. And slightly longer. I think I'll just cut a little bit off that one. Round it off again. See, the beauty of fondant, you can always just cut it off if it's too big. And then you should have 2 roughly identical. Doesn't matter if they're not. Don't worry too much about it. Then you have 2 feet. Right, now I'm going to use this little tool, whatever, I think it's called a dog bone, I'm not quite sure. I have my own little names, the pointy thing and the flat paddle thing, I don't know. I'm just going to mark the toes in. So I'm just going to do 2 marks, which I'll show you. Hold on. On the end of the toes here, I'm just going to put 1 there and 1 there, like that. Do you see that? Can you see? Just give them an impression of feet. There we go. Do the same with the other side. 1 there, 1 there. Just mark these a bit more. There we go. Now you need to add some spots to the feet. Again, using your brown, just roll a small amount out. Knead it a little bit first. Just to warm it up, make it easier to use. Sugar. Remember, roll it nice and thin. I should say, by the way, this is actually the first time I've made a giraffe. Don't worry if it tears, because it doesn't really matter. You only need to make a couple of circles out of it, as long as you've got a big chunk in there somewhere. Get rid of these little pieces. Right, and using my tube. Horrible knife, sorry. I don't want many, to be honest. I'm probably just going to cut 2 of these. Oh, it's not even in there, look. And use the lid I used last time. There we go. Stuck. The trouble with fondant, once you've used it for a little while, it gets quite sticky. There we go, that should do. I'm not going to make too much of a fuss over it. Just want some little spots, nothing major. And then put the lid on my pen, which has just decided to leak all over my fingers. Look, yeah, horrible pen. Let's quickly wash this off. hands. Right, here we go. So, bring these a bit closer so you can see. Again, just using the water and little paintbrush. It's number 2 paintbrush, not quite sure to be honest. Just add a little water and stick it on wherever you want really. Random adding is the best. You're not really going to see the inside of the leg, so don't worry too much about it, but if you want to put one just by the feet, that's fine. There you go. There's one. Nothing special about it. Again, on here, and dots. There we go. On that side, and then a couple there. There we go. Right, so now I want to add those to our figure. Now you can add these using anything you like. You can use edible glue to attach them to the body. I use both, it depends really. I think I will probably use edible glue for this part, just because I think it might stick a bit better, but yeah, we'll try the glue, see how it goes. Just a little bit on the brush, not a great deal, and then you want to position them now, so they kind of wrap around. If you can see that from there, move it closer. Can you see that? We kind of just come in at the front a little bit, see, and then shape it around the body, take it off, and add the glue. I would say the less the better for adding glue. The more tacky it is, the better it adds, really. But just like little bits here, there, just like that. You just turn it around to see. Yeah, that looks alright. There we go. How does that look? Looks alright, doesn't it? Yeah, not bad for a first attempt. Right. Okay, we'll do some arms now. Just quickly, my water, brush in the water, lid on the glue. The key to decorating, always tidy up in between each thing, otherwise end up with a massive mess at the end, which is usually what happens to me. Right, again with the yellow, going to make the arms. So the arms are going to be a bit thinner, we probably need the same amount, so I don't know. This piece is still bigger, so I'm going to save it for the head. I'm not sure how big the head's going to be yet, so this piece I'll use for the arms. Wrap those up, out of the way, okey-doke, and knead it again. Right, bit of sugar. Right, again we're going to roll into a sausage shape. Most figures start either at a ball or a sausage shape of some description. This time you can roll it a little thinner than the last piece, and again I'm going to cut it in half and shape the first hand, paw, whatever you want to call it. This is still going to be too long, I think, so I'm just going to shape it and then trim it down where I want it to finish. I think would be the best. And you're going to need to have your model nearby so you can see how long you need the arms to be. I think mine are going to need, not going to need that bit. need to be very long. But you want to give the impression of like a shoulder. So you just flatten that piece, squash it down and smooth it off to round it. There we go. And I'm just going to pinch the ends here at the end of this piece. I'm going to pinch round and then smooth it off, push them up a little bit. So it kind of sits like this. Looks like a slug or something, doesn't it? A dead slug. But this is the paw end and this is the shoulder end. So let's just hold them like this. Kind of still think that might be a bit too long. Yeah, I think I might actually take another lump off here. It's kind of trial and error, a lot of this. We've not done something before. Kind of just play it by ear and see how it looks, really. Right, let's try this. Because I kind of don't want it to be too long. I think that's going to be alright, actually. What do you think? Don't know why I'm asking you, you can't answer me. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so then you need to make two of these. So, that one there. Don't need it that big. Take that much off and thin it out again. Again, we have two odd looking little hands. That one's a bit bigger actually. Let's thin that one out a little. There we go. Okay. They kind of look roughly the same, don't they? Yeah. And you can turn to the size. Now again, you need to make the finger marks in them using this funny palette tool pointy thingy. I really must learn the names of all these things. Right, this time I'm going to put it at the front and then bring it back. I'm not really going to push, I'm just going to kind of lean it into it just so it looks like they round off slightly. Like that. You can see there, they look a bit more pronounced than the feet ones. See this one? Okay, so in and round. See those? It's hard to see what you can see on this. Yeah, I think you can see that, can't you? There you go. Just keep going over them if they need to be. There you go. Right, so again, you need to make some little spots for them. It's a shame you can't really make spots all in advance, but with the CMC added into the fondant, it would just make it go hard, and when you try to add them to the character itself, it just crack. So you have to make them as you need them, I'm afraid. It's a bit of a pain, but hey. There we go. Sticking that in. Right. There we go. Big ones. Use this end as well. This is a number what is it, a number 10. Can you see that? Wilton number 10 tip. So you could use this end as well. Give you a really small little circle. That's quite good. I will also use the tip of my pen. Did some last time. Okay. And 4. There we go. Right, so which way round do they go? They might go that way around. That way around. Right, so this, where we add spots to the arms. A little touch of water wherever you may want to put the spots. I mean, you can also just put a dab on there and pick them up and put them on. I just prefer to do it the other way. Don't know why. There we go. Sticky, that one. On that, and go for a little one there. There we go. That's them done. Push these up. Don't forget to wrap these, otherwise again they'll go crusty what they're using. So I'm going to use the edible glue again. Right. But before we do that, I'm going to position these arms, whatever they're called, paws, into place. I think that looks kind of good. Right, I'll show you in a second. Let me just stick them on. Again, with only a dot here and there of the glue. Hold it in place a minute while it just takes. However you create your character, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's a caricature of a creature. So however you want to do it and personalise it is up to you. There's no right or wrong way really how to do these creatures. So do the other side. There we go. Yeah. Just show you. There we go. How's that look? A little bit wonky. Not too bad. Look alright. Yeah, there we go. There's his little body. Back. We will add a little tail or something. I'm sure they do have a tail. There we go. Right, while he's still soft, we're going to add a very small detail, but it's very, very cute. We'll just put it there. There we go. And he has a belly button. Very cute. I think I will use this to round it out slightly. There we go. That looks better, doesn't it? Another tool which I have no idea what the name is called. There we go. Alright. So again, I hope that was clear enough for you all, and be sure to come back for part 3 and we will attempt to do the giraffe's head. See you soon. Bye.